So y'all remember Katherine Heigl's daughter, Naleigh, right? Well, that kid just turned 15, and let's just say she's got everyone talking. From her stunning glow-up to her rare public appearances, people cannot get enough of this young queen. And considering how low-key Katherine has been about her family life, fans are shocked to see just how much Naleigh has grown.
It doesn't matter how they come into your life. The moment they put that child in your arms, whether you've just birthed it or whether they've just arrived from Korea, they're yours. And that love, that unconditional love, just sweeps over everything. Nancy Lee is 8 years old, and she is my very, very smart, very compassionate, very big-hearted little gal. She's totally mommy's little helper and loves being the big sister.
15 years ago, this little girl was just another orphan in South Korea, without a family to call her own. She was abandoned at birth, left in a Seoul hospital, and when authorities tried to locate her mother, she was nowhere to be found. After a month of searching, it became clear. This baby girl had been left behind for good. With no one to care for her, she was placed in the Namsan orphanage, where she spent the first 9 months of her life. But what she didn't know was that her entire world was about to change in the most unbelievable way. Unlike thousands of other orphans in the system, she was the one who caught the attention of a high-profile Hollywood power couple, Katherine and her husband, Josh Kelly. Now, if you know anything about Katherine, you know she was one of the biggest stars of the early 2000s, especially after her breakout role as Dr. Izzy Stevens on Grey's Anatomy. Meanwhile, Josh was making waves in the music industry as a singer-songwriter. But how did these two end up adopting a baby from Korea? Well, let's rewind a bit. Katherine and Josh's love story started in 2005 when she starred as his love interest in the music video for his song, Only You. According to Josh, sparks flew instantly. He even remembers the exact date, May 24th, 2005, because the very next day, he bought a house in Nashville. The chemistry was undeniable, and just a year later, they were engaged. By December 2007, they were officially husband and wife, tying the knot in a dreamy ceremony in Park City, Utah. From the beginning, they were ready to start a family. Katherine was 27 at the time and said she had already accomplished so much in her career that she was more than ready to settle down and build a family with Josh. But instead of going the traditional route, adoption was always part of the plan. Now, here's where things get interesting. Katherine's connection to Korea runs deep. Her own sister, Meg, was adopted from South Korea before she was even born. So for Katherine, adoption wasn't just a backup plan, it was something she always knew she wanted to do. She and Josh had talked about it long before they even got engaged. In her own words, she said, "I wanted my own family to resemble the one I came from, so I always knew I wanted to adopt from Korea." So, in 2009, the couple started the process, and it took about 9 months before they were finally matched with a baby girl, Naleigh. But there was something unique about her case. Not only had she been abandoned as a newborn, but she also had a serious congenital heart condition that required surgery. But when Katherine and Josh got the call about her, they didn't hesitate for a second. At the time, Katherine was filming with Ashton Kutcher in Atlanta, and Josh was by her side. They were so anxious to finally meet their daughter. Katherine recalled how they both sat in her trailer, glued to the phone, listening as the agency told them about a baby girl born just a day before Katherine's own birthday. They mentioned the heart condition and even encouraged them to consult with doctors before making a decision. But in Katherine's words, "We just said, look, we want her." And just like that, little Naleigh went from an orphanage in Korea to Hollywood royalty. Oh, and here's the kicker. Josh's father happens to be a heart surgeon, so the moment they got Naleigh's medical records, they sent them straight to him for review. Talk about meant to be. When Josh looked at Naleigh's cardiogram, he was able to get the full picture of her condition. But no matter what, this couple was all in on adopting her. Katherine made it clear. "We were definitely doing it, but we wanted to know exactly what we were dealing with." Thankfully, once corrected, Naleigh's heart condition was no longer an issue. She was perfectly healthy. Now, when it came to adoption, Josh had some initial concerns. He wondered whether love for a child comes naturally without a biological connection. But Katherine already knew the answer. Growing up with an adopted sister, she had seen firsthand that love isn't about DNA, it's about family. Her mom had both biological and adopted kids and always said there was no difference. They're yours. You love them the moment they're in your arms. Josh had to experience that for himself, but he embraced it with an open heart. Without hesitation, the couple brought baby Naleigh to the US, giving her a completely new life. It's wild to think that just months earlier, she was a nameless baby in an orphanage, facing serious health struggles. Now she was part of a Hollywood family, set to inherit not just love, but a multi-million-dollar fortune. But let's be real. Parenting isn't all sunshine and roses, especially when it comes to adoption. The struggles of mother-daughter. Bonding Katherine and Josh were ecstatic to become parents, but things didn't go as smoothly as Katherine had imagined. Naleigh didn't respond to her affection the way she hoped, and it broke her. She started questioning whether she was even good enough to be a mother. Meanwhile, Josh and Naleigh bonded instantly. Katherine admitted it hurt to see her daughter gravitate toward him so effortlessly. She even jokingly called him Disneyland Dad because he was always on the floor, playing and making her laugh. But Katherine, that just wasn't her parenting style. Instead, she found her own special way to connect, through cuddles and bedtime rituals. Every night they had a little tradition, 3 blankies, one covering her, one by her face, and one in her hands. It became their thing. But another big challenge? Work. When Naleigh first came home, Katherine was deep in her acting career. In fact, just 3 days after adopting her, she had to head back to the set of Grey's Anatomy. That meant she was spending more time with on-screen babies than with her own child. The guilt? Crushing. She constantly worried that she was missing out and that Naleigh wouldn't even care if she was around. Her social worker reassured her that it was totally normal. Kids process new environments in different ways. But that didn't make it easier. Katherine wanted nothing more than to bond with her daughter, but it felt like a slow and painful process. Then, in 2012, everything changed. During an appearance on The View, Naleigh did something unexpected. She ran up to Katherine on set and hugged her tightly. That moment, it was everything. That was when Katherine knew, without a doubt, that their bond was real.
Then you left the show in 2010, but recently you said that you would be open to going back.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always felt like if you guys, if they want me to come back and sort of wrap up that storyline, And I think that, for me, it's sort of, I want them to know that I'm I'm down with it if they want me to, but I completely understand if it doesn't necessarily work into.
Are you sorry you left?
They've got a lot of storylines going on there.
Are you sorry you left?
Oh yeah, sometimes. Yeah, you miss it. I miss it. I miss my friends. It was a great work environment in that we all got along really well, and it becomes a family. I spent 6 years with these people every day for,
But if they
we
called
grew
you,
up
come
in a
back.
way. Oh yeah.
Josh also channeled his emotions into a song for Naleigh titled Naleigh Moon as a way to express his love for their little girl. Through all the struggles, Naleigh became Katherine's greatest joy. She once said, "This girl made me a mother. She gave my life purpose, meaning, and direction. The love I have for her is boundless." But the story doesn't end there. Growing the family. In 2012, Katherine and Josh decided to expand their family, adopting their second daughter, Adelaide, from Louisiana. Interestingly, this wasn't the original plan. They had wanted to adopt internationally again, but at the time, Korea had made the process much harder, and China's waitlist was way too long. So they switched gears and adopted domestically instead. Then, 5 years later, something unexpected happened. Katherine got pregnant. At 39, she welcomed their first biological child, a son named Joshua. But his birth wasn't without complications. For over a month before his due date, baby Joshua was in a breech position, forcing doctors to schedule a C-section. And when he was born, there was a terrifying moment. He wasn't breathing. Doctors had to act fast, giving him oxygen to get his lungs working properly. For Katherine, this was a whole new experience. With Adelaide, they had been part of her life from the moment she was born. But with Naleigh, they had adopted her at 9 months old. This was their first time going through a full pregnancy and birth experience. But even with all the love and excitement, Katherine struggled. The demands of motherhood hit hard, and balancing it all, especially with her career, was overwhelming. She often came home feeling frustrated, knowing she had missed out on important moments in Joshua's day. Motherhood, adoption, career, and fame, it was a lot. But despite the challenges, Katherine and Josh built a beautiful, loving family. And if one thing's for sure, it's that Naleigh's journey from an orphanage in Korea to Hollywood royalty is nothing short of incredible. Katherine spoke openly about the struggles she faced, including anxiety attacks and back issues caused by stress. People will tell you how hard it is, but you have no idea until you experience it, she admitted in an interview with Parents Magazine. Katherine explained that she and her husband initially thought they needed one more child to complete their family. They were considering whether that child would be biological, adopted, or fostered. However, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, Katherine's perspective changed. "I have completely changed my mind. I am very content with my 3, she stated. After having 3 kids, the couple decided to move to Utah. What motivated their decision, and how does their eldest daughter, Naleigh, live with her siblings? Let's find out. Life in Utah. Growing up in the Heigl household was an adventure filled with love, learning, and laughter for Naleigh. Despite being raised in the public eye, Katherine and her husband Josh strive to provide her with a normal childhood. Katherine also felt uncertain about raising kids in Los Angeles, so the family relocated to a ranch in Utah, prioritizing family time and a quieter lifestyle away from Hollywood's chaos. Since Katherine and Josh were committed to providing their daughter with a stable and nurturing environment, they were hands-on parents, balancing their busy careers with their roles at home. Katherine often shared that family time was a top priority, and they created many special moments together. Their ranch is home to 8 dogs, 3 cats, chickens, goats, and horses. The children love the rural environment, spending time by the river, skipping rocks, and taking care of the animals. Katherine appreciates the peacefulness and calmness of Utah. The couple has 1 biological child and has adopted 2 others. Naleigh is the oldest of the 3. By the time she was 6, Katherine described her as so smart and so witty, calling her my best buddy and the coolest little person I've ever met. Despite the challenges of growing up with a celebrity parent, Katherine and Josh worked hard to ensure Naleigh had a normal and grounded upbringing. They protected her from the pressures of fame, allowing her to develop her identity at her own pace. Their home was a haven where Naleigh could be herself, surrounded by her family's unwavering love and support. Over the years, the bond between Naleigh and her parents grew stronger. Their journey together was filled with unforgettable moments, shared joys, and life's inevitable challenges. Yet through it all, the Heigl household remained a place of love, warmth, and endless possibilities. Katherine was always mindful of her daughter's privacy and carefully managed media attention. However, there were moments when Naleigh appeared at public events with her mother, such as charity functions and movie premieres, where her charm and poise quickly captured public interest. She made her red carpet debut at the premiere of The Nut Job in 2014 when she was just 5 years old. 8 years later, in November 2022, she was seen in the audience of a talk show supporting her mother. To keep Naleigh out of the public eye, Heigl mentioned in a 2023 interview that her daughter is one of only 2 kids in her grade who doesn't have a phone. This decision was partly to limit her exposure to social media.
Teach your girls that?
Yes. And it's interesting because I think it's oddly easier for their generation, which my 11-year-old is all, can I say this? Vinegar?
Yes, you can.
She is spicy.
Yeah.
And my almost 15-year-old, which is just blowing my mind, my freshman in high school.
Wait, how
my
did
cheerleader.
that happen?
I don't know. I don't know how it happened. And everyone says, oh, it goes so fast.
Education has always been a cornerstone in the Heigl household. Katherine and Josh strongly emphasized learning, ensuring that Naleigh had access to the best educational opportunities. They encouraged her to explore her interests and talents, whether in academics, arts, or sports. This support helped Naleigh develop a well-rounded personality and discover her passions. Katherine and Josh also instilled in their daughter the values of kindness, empathy, and resilience. They often engaged in community service and charitable activities, teaching Naleigh the importance of giving back. This instilled in her a sense of responsibility and compassion from a young age. Teenage years and lifestyle. Now at 15 years old, Naleigh is all grown up. She lives in a $4 million house in Utah, which offers an incredible view of the mountains and features a stone garden, a greenhouse, multiple bedrooms, and fireplaces. She also enjoys luxury vehicles, including a $118,000 Range Rover Sport and a $644,000 white Audi Q5. Naleigh is currently navigating her teenage years, and her education remains a top priority for her family. Her parents continue to focus on providing a nurturing and supportive environment, helping their children grow into confident, compassionate individuals. Katherine is dedicated to raising her daughters to be confident and independent rather than feeling pressured to seek approval from others. She actively challenges societal expectations that encourage women to be overly accommodating, teaching her daughters that their value isn't defined by outside opinions. Naleigh has been involved in various family activities and has occasionally accompanied her mother to work, giving her a controlled glimpse into the entertainment industry. Over the years, she has transformed from the little girl Katherine adopted into a self-assured young adult with her own distinct identity. Katherine has always prioritized giving her children a normal upbringing, focusing on family time and a quieter lifestyle. She believes this has helped foster stronger family connections. However, she also acknowledges the difficulties of raising a teenager in today's digital world. Concerned about the negative impact of social media, Katherine has restricted Naleigh's access, meaning she doesn't have her own accounts and only appears occasionally on her mother's Instagram. Despite this, Naleigh has been known to sneak onto Katherine's iPad to make TikTok videos. Her transformation extends beyond just appearances. She has developed a strong sense of self and direction, staying grounded thanks to the values and support instilled by her family. As a mother of multiracial children, Katherine has reflected on her own upbringing and the societal challenges her daughters may encounter. She recognizes the privilege of her white bubble background and is committed to preparing her children for issues like racism and societal biases. She fosters open discussions about their identities and birth stories, ensuring they navigate their experiences in a supportive environment. Adoption has also played a significant role in shaping Naleigh's life. She has been a frequent presence on Katherine's social media, with the actress often sharing heartfelt posts about their bond. For example, on Naleigh's 13th birthday, Heigl posted the first photo she ever received of her daughter during the adoption process. Their relationship is built on deep love, mutual respect, and unwavering support, which has helped Naleigh navigate life in the public eye. As for her heritage, Katherine has made an effort to ensure Naleigh stays connected to her roots. She has traveled with her daughter to South Korea multiple times, introducing her to the culture of her birth country. Beyond her role as a mother, Katherine and her own mother, Nancy, founded the Jason Debut Heigl Foundation in 2008. The organization is dedicated to fighting animal cruelty and promoting animal welfare, established in honor of a beloved son and brother. What are your thoughts on Katherine Heigl's parenting approach? Let us know in the comments below.